so Spurs climb up to 12th. Up next for them and being Ange, a trip to Ipswich on Saturday, live and exclusive on talkSPORT 2. Looking for a bit of revenge because, of course, Ipswich won at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this season. The Spurs boss told talkSPORT after yesterday's win he hopes his side can now kick on after months of inconsistency.
It was a big game for us in terms of, obviously having the week off and sort of breaking that cycle of constant fixtures and also getting players back. I just felt, if we could get the victory today, that kind of sets us up, because whatever we do today, we know we can improve on, because, the guys coming back are going to take, a few games to get up to speed. So it does give us that opportunity, but it's only one game. What's important for us now is, as I said, recover and have a good, strong training week and get ready for Ipswich.
James Maddison stole the headlines. Of course, he got the only goal of the game. He says he's doing his talking on the pitch. He did his trademark dart celebration, of course, and shushed Roy Keane, who called him out on a podcast. I think you were quite happy with that, were you, Gabby?
I love it.
Happy to see that?
I love it, yeah. Roy Keane, unprovoked attack on Maddison. He seems like a good lad. And he's having a decent season as well, James Maddison. So, love it, Madders. And Roy Keane, I'm sure, will be replying maybe when he works next.
Right, well, let's hear now from somebody who's known as being humble, not saying anything too controversial, making sure he doesn't jump to conclusions too quickly. It's a very good morning to the Sports Bar host, Jamie. Spurs are back. O'Hara. Morning, Jamie.
Good morning, Jamie.
Morning, Jeff. Morning, Gabs. How are we, lads?
All well, mate. All well.
Very good, mate. Are Spurs back then, Jamie?
Spurs are back, Jeff. What a performance that was, eh? Different class card, jeez. No, we're definitely not back, that's for sure. Bang average performance, wasn't it? I mean, both of them were terrible. Lack of quality in the final thirds was alarming, actually. And look, Spurs done all right, Jeff. We played okay. We moved the ball around in certain parts of the pitch all right. But our end product was not really good enough. Maddison, he gets the goal, fair play to him, and it was nice for him to answer the Roy Keane thing which come at him. But I have to say, the lack of quality from both sides was scary. It was like Gabby was playing up front.
Here we go. Are we doing this, Jamie, or can we have a sensible convo for once? What about the new signing Tal, Jamie? I know he's a young lad. He seemed like he had a few nice touches, but made the wrong decision now and then. Spurs fans got to be patient with him.
You got to be patient, Gabs. Yeah, of course. Listen, he's a young lad. He's coming on loan. The effort's there, which you want. You've got the effort, which from a young player is all you can ask for. But in terms of quality, I just don't think it was there. He's snatching at shots.
Yes.
And you'll know better than me, Gav, playing up front. When you want to score and you're desperate to score, I'm guessing that you end up snatching at things. Do you know what I mean? It's not flowing.
Are you saying he plays like me? Are you saying
a little bit, Gav, just a little bit. But most of the time you were chasing your touch, not having a shot.
Guy, honestly. No, but you are right, though, about the quality. And especially, like, Manchester United sitting back with a 5. I just wanted to see more from Kulusevski as well. He slowed down the counter a lot.
Yeah, what about Son, though, as well? I'm sorry. I've been taking so much stick from South Korean fans, honestly. Like, I'm getting loads of stick 24/7 on my Instagram for South Korea because I said that Son's not a captain, Son's not a leader, and we have to start looking at a replacement for Son. He's been an unbelievable servant to the football club, and he's a top player. Don't get me... Like, he's been, in my opinion, world-class, but he isn't anymore. He's lost a yard of pace. He's lost belief to go past something. He don't go past anyone anymore, and he doesn't really make anything happen. Now, listen, sometimes age gets the better of you, and you've got to start looking elsewhere. But I think we've got to find someone else. I don't think Son's the guy that should be, captain anymore. I just don't see it. He shouldn't be captain for Tottenham.
I mean, I guess if you had all your players fit, he wouldn't be captain, would he? It's just the way that...
I think he is. I think he is, Jeff.
It's a curious choice when you've got big defenders and things like that.
So, Jamie, you don't fancy going to watch Jesse Lingard play in South Korea then?
I'd love to go and watch Jesse Lingard in South Korea, but I don't think I'll be allowed out the airport, Gabs, to be honest. Honestly, the amount of abuse that I get in South Korea, I don't know what it's saying to me, but it just looks like abuse. I'm being honest.
Look, I mean, Jamie, I thought Vicario and Onana, they were the difference between the two sides. Vicario was terrific and Onana wasn't. But a positive for Spurs, Djed Spence. Look, I mean... he was loaned out to Rennes and he was loaned out to Leeds and he was loaned out to Genoa. 18 months, he didn't kick a ball for Spurs.
Yeah.
Do you think he's a future England left back?
Well, I don't know if I wouldn't say left back, Jeff. I like him. I don't listen. I think I think he's playing in that position because he has to. We ain't got no one else. I think he done really well again yesterday. I have to be honest. I think Lewis Skelly's the future at left back for England. You know, and I think there's a lot of good players who all of a sudden could look like they could get into that England squad and do a job. I like Djed Spence. I think he probably not far off a call. He's a right back. And I think the problem...
Either side, you know, because we struggle for fullbacks at the moment, don't we? So
yeah, we do. And left back has been a massive issue for England for sure. I think the future of England is looking like it might be Lewis Skelly, someone like that, you know. And I think they've got some good players coming through as usual, Arsenal. And listen, I'd love to see Djed Spence in there, but I just don't know if he would be. I never like a left back, you know, being right-footed. Yeah. I've never liked it. He's done a job, and he's doing a great job. And actually, he was probably him and Vicario were our best players yesterday.
I love his attitude. I absolutely love his attitude towards the game. Never flustered, never panicked. He's got a turn of pace. He wants to get forward.
I totally agree. I want to ask you, Jamie, about. I don't know if you've seen the clip. You would have seen it from Roy Keane on James Maddison. I thought it was unprovoked attack. Maybe done it for the podcast to get clicks because James Maddison this season, 23 Premier League games, 9 goals, 4 assists. Yes, he can be inconsistent, but I love the way Maddison celebrated that, a little shush of like, do you talk it on the pitch? But I just found Roy Keane was a bit over the top there.
Yeah, listen, who are we to argue with Roy Keane? Do you know what I mean? He's a legend of the game. It was probably a bit harsh on Maddison. When I see it, I was a bit like, oh, that's a bit heavy. Yeah, it's a bit spicy. He's gone after him a little bit, which I think was probably unfair. Maddison's had injuries this season, like everyone has, but when he has played for Spurs, he's actually done all right. Yep. I think there was a part earlier on in the season where and Postecoglou kept taking him off after 60, 70 minutes, and I was like, you don't take Maddison off. Because when the game opens up, that's when he can make things happen. A key pass, even when he's knackered and he might be dead on his feet, he's still got the ability to do something out of the ordinary. So that's why I was always surprised that he kept getting taken off. But look, I think he'd done all right yesterday. He gets the goal, he switched on. I think it was harsh from Roy Keane, but at least it knows that the boys are listening and you know, he answered what everyone expects him to do. And that's all you can do as a footballer. Yeah. You know, if someone digs you out, you go and do your talking on the football pitch because that's the opportunity that they've got.
So Jamie, being a Spurs man, are you now expecting Spurs to go to Ipswich and lose?
Yeah, actually, I am, Jeff. I'm more worried about Ipswich than I was Man United. Man United are terrible. They are one of the worst teams I've ever seen. Like that is one of the worst. I know he said it, the manager, and then tried to backtrack on it. But I actually think they are one of the worst teams I've ever seen play. They are absolutely terrible. Zirkzee, an imposter, should not have a Man United shirt on.
Jamie.
They are awful. They are one of the worst teams ever.
Jamie, you was a manager, coach, Billericay. Would you play the 5 at the back? Or?
No. Seriously, like I wasn't Billericay, but I reckon I could do a better job than Amorim right now. I would have found some results. There is 3-4-3 or 5-3-2, whatever you call it. Like it's pathetic. You ain't got the players for it. Bruno Fernandes looks like he hates football. Casemiro can't run. I mean, what are they doing? Like the formation is an absolute joke. And as a manager who's meant to be a top manager, who's getting paid millions of pounds, surely you could look at that formation and go, this ain't working. I'm going to have to swallow it until the end of the season and go back to basics because this formation don't work with the players that I've got. I don't think it'll ever work because I just don't think that formation works in the Premier League. But I think the guy's a bit of an idiot who just keeps playing it and sticking with it. I mean, how arrogant can you be? You're at Manchester United. You're getting beat every single week. It's embarrassing to watch. And some of the players, like Bruno Fernandes, you build a team around him. He's the best player. Like you put him as a number 10 and you get players around him and we play through him. He's having to run out and he's marking Djed Spence.
Crazy.
He's playing out on the right. And you're thinking, what is going on here? This is ridiculous. And it looks like he hates football. No wonder they all want to leave. When you've got managers coming in who are just so arrogant and want to play their way and their style, and no one can do anything about it. Yep. I'd be like, hold on, Gaffer, this is ridiculous. You can't play like this.
JB, thank you very much indeed. Lovely kitchen, by the way, mate.
Oh, it's very fancy,
cheers.
isn't it?
Well, you know, Jeff, we got up in the world. You know what I mean? We're having a go.
Jeff, we need to get our contracts looked at. He's getting paid too much. Oh, Jamie.
Cheers, pal. Have a good week, Jamie.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.